3, 2, 1.
She tore a hole in our universe, a gateway to another dimension. A dimension of pure chaos. Pure evil. When she crossed over, she was just a ship. But when she came back, she was alive. Look at her, Miller. Isn't she beautiful?
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good. This is episode 136, and today we are talking about Event Horizon. I am Shawn Allred, and joining me tonight is Andrew. Hey, it's the contact spinny thingy, Jemison.
Hello.
Again, you've been doing this gag for 15 episodes now. I don't know why I keep expecting you to say more. Cornelius, Bonesaw is ready. Logan.
Come with me and you'll be in a realm of terrible things and stuff and death. And
Actually, yeah, this movie basically is just like the long boat ride from Willy Wonka. Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely.
And Sam, way too much bad 90s tech for 2047 Vector.
Yeah. Apparently they still use DVDs.
all the videotapes.
Yeah, all the videotapes. What else did they use that was really bad? Yeah, the DVD that killed me. It was something else. I can't remember. Anyway. Cool. Let's pull up a comfy chair, and of course, this chair is attached to the ceiling and moves really slowly and kind of wiggles too.
Jerk. Yeah, it's not a very safe chair.
No,
Let's just say that.
It's the stupidest
I think
chair.
it's the same one from, what was it, Contact?
Actually,
kinda
yeah.
look like
Holy,
it.
yeah. Weird. That's
Huh.
weird. And these things are the same year. I think they're like weeks apart, actually, from being released from each other, which is kind of funny. Cool. Well, yeah. So let's pull up a comfy chair, that awkward chair, and let's dive into this movie. If I sound different, it's because I'm using that smooth South Carolina internet. That's right. Cheapseat Reviews has moved. Well, I've moved. I've moved to South Carolina. I now work at Clemson University. So things have changed. And to you three gentlemen with me, I know it. To the audience, it's only been a week, but I know it's been longer than that for you guys. I missed you, and I'm looking forward to doing this movie. This is Event Horizon, 1997's Event Horizon. And before we get too farther into this movie, Andrew will have some nice words, maybe, I don't know, I guess it depends on what he reads, to say about this movie.
And if I sound different, it's because my wife has reached into her purse and finally gave me my balls back.
Are you
All
sure
right.
they're yours?
Well, no. All right. Event Horizon. A rescue crew in space comes to investigate and, if possible, rescue a government spaceship that has gone missing for 7 years. When they board the ship, they learn that the ship has been somewhere beyond space and brought back something with it that is an unspeakable evil.
Ooh.
Boom, boom, boom.
Even
it's
though
the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Even though the evil itself actually literally speaks. So,
True.
that's okay. That's right. That's your movie. This stars your Lawrence Fishburne, your Sam Neill, and a bunch of other people. Jason Isaacs, yeah. He's in this. Shawn Petterwee. If you're like, that name doesn't sound familiar at all, but I recognize the actor, that's because he's in TV shows. I think he's in Gotham now, right?
Alfred.
Yeah, he's in Gotham. He's Alfred. Yeah, he was in Equilibrium too for a little bit, which is another movie that we have done. Yeah, you got your Lawrence Fishburne, which of course is your. Sorry, my mouse is just not decided not to.
Oh,
work.
it also has the guy from that Nazi movie we watched.
What? The Nazi movie?
Yeah, the Nazis on the moon. What was that?
Yeah.
Steel.
Schindler's List.
Iron Sky.
Iron Sky. Thank you.
Steel. Okay. Which one was he?
He's the guy that was fixing the ship.
Cooper?
Cooper. Yeah.
He's in. Are you serious?
No.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's pretty much playing the same character.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay, so is this a black joke now? Wait,
No?
they're making Chips again? They're making the TV show Chips?
Ships.
I think
God
they
love
are.
Miss America Shada.
This one's different, though. They literally slice potatoes and make chips on screen every time.
Michael Pena is in it, and Dax Shepard, and Adam Brody, and Vincent D'Onofrio. Go back and do. What are you doing? You need to go be doing more Kingpin. Get out of here. Anyway, anyway, so no, you're right. You're kind of right there, though, Sam. Though I wrote actually for his note or a note about him, the actor. What's his name? The character Cooper. He wasn't technically the token black guy, but he kind of was.
Yeah, he was like, you know.
Like
I
I
don't
know
It seemed
Lawrence
like it was a
Fishburne.
military type ship, but then yet it. I don't know. It seems
Yeah,
strange.
I don't know.
What if I told you? That's all I had to say.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, where's he going with this? Well,
just asking the question.
Here's the thing. And Corny, you tell me if I go out of bounds, then kick me back in.
Okay. Well, so
Uh-oh. Where's
But
this
like,
going?
I don't know if it's going anywhere. I just,
Another dimension
yeah, we're going to hell.
of time and space.
It seems like this trope, and I don't know if we've gotten rid of it since the end of the 90s, but it's like a 90s thing where you have to have, if you're going to have a black guy in a movie, he has to be this kind of black guy. He's got to be the wisecracking fool. Man, my name is Cooper, and I do funny things. Cause like
Comedic support, yeah.
yeah, because like Jonesy was that in Hunt for Red October, and I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I mean, maybe that's the only example I can think of. But
Of all the characters in this movie, he seemed out of place.
he seemed out of place, but he's also the most likable.
Yeah.
You mean you liked him? Like I felt he's also on record being the luckiest man in the universe.
He's pretty darn resourceful, too, if you think about it.
My gosh. Anyway, before we get too much going, Andrew, your initial thoughts, sir. Had any of us seen this movie before today?
Yes.
I thought I had, but I don't remember that. So maybe I blocked it out.
Okay.
Because of reasons.
Andrew? Unmute your
And I am once again talking while I'm muted.
Just leave it unmuted,
So-
man. It's okay.
So let me try that again. I'm in the same boat as Corny. I thought that I had seen it, but I had not. I
Okay.
guess the title seemed familiar.
Right.
And the people on screen looked nice, but I had not seen it.
You've seen him in other things.
Yeah, I was
Your nightmares.
I was kind of excited to watch it because I like a good space movie. And this, I think, is the first time I've seen a horror movie in space. And so the whole idea was intriguing to me. And it wasn't, in my opinion, wasn't a terrible movie, other than the crazy flashes of disgusting death orgies in space.
Yeah.
But
That's what happens when we turn off the recording in our
Yeah.
podcast. Just kind of go
Absolutely.
through These death
That
orgies.
is not.
Not at all. Okay, we're going to stop.
I mean, there were some things that, like you said earlier, aged or dated the movie, DVDs and tapes and things. So, but overall, I was creeped out. I think it's its job there, as far as playing with your mind a little bit. There were some jump scares that jump scares normally don't bother me, and it didn't really in this one. But I felt like they at least attempted. And so there were a few there. and I'm okay with that once in a while.
Yeah.
But overall, yeah, it was just all right for me.
Okay.
Didn't do a whole lot.
All right. Corny?
Let's see. So again, not a big fan of the horror movie genre in general.
Yeah,
but,
October sucks for most of us, doesn't it? Yeah, we need to get back to little Tucker and Dale anytime.
Happy Gilmore.
Well, no, I mean like still in the horror genre, but like give me a little
okay.
Tucker and Dale. Give me an Army of Darkness. Come on, Netflix, please.
Come on, man.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Corny.
No, but so of course I started this movie going, what fresh hell is this going to be? And it turns out it was actually a very, very fresh hell.
Yeah. That's a nice
one
helping.
that I think
fresh
Sam dreamt up
helping, yeah.
himself.
Oh, of course.
But anyway, no, I agree with Andrew. It's actually turned out not to be a terrible movie. We've had a run of terrible movies in October. Thank you, Poltergeist. Poltergeist, excuse me.
Yeah, Poltergeist, yeah.
No, but I was actually really on board with this movie. It kept me entertained. But there were a couple things where I think we could have held back. Gratuitous nudity, I don't think was called for at all.
Wait until I tell you the trivia.
That made no sense to me whatsoever. But on top of that, I did like the gist of these visions and things messing up, and Lawrence Fishburne for being the finally the first person I've seen in a horror movie to do exactly what I thought someone should do.
Right.
Wait, this ship is alive and did what?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna pull back to a safe distance and nuke this thing. Yeah, and then the
Kill
ship
it
got
with
pissed.
fire.
Yeah, and then the ship got pissed. Yeah.
So anyway, no, but I actually enjoyed it. I just wish, it's like, hey man, you got a pretty good movie. What could ruin it? Hey, let's do it with some boobs. All right.
Which usually doesn't work that way. Usually it's like, that usually makes things better, but yeah, you're kind of right. I thought it was weird, out of place, and uncomfortable, but okay, Sam.
I got a lot more shirtless Sam Neill though.
Ugh.
Oh, absolutely. Wait, what?
No, go ahead, Sam. Vector.
Okay. Well, I saw this movie. Oh goodness, pretty soon after it came out, probably on a rental. And this movie, for some reason, and I guess this is a good definition. It gets under my skin. I watched half of this movie on Sunday night, as I was going to bed, and I knew I shouldn't have done that. But doggone it, if it didn't give me nightmares on Sunday, this stupid movie. And then I watched the end of it last night, and I have to say, it kind of goes off the rails a bit in the third act. In terms of the buildup is so cool and so well done. When you finally get to the point where Alan Grant is pulling out his eyes and he comes back all scratched up, Hellraiser type of look on him.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's I don't know if and I kind of agree with Corny where if they could have held back with just a few things and let our imaginations run a little bit more. I thought they did that real well with the orgy of evil.
Yeah.
They didn't quite show you what was happening, but you could kind of tell, and your mind kind of put some of those pieces together. But I for a horror movie, this is kind of up my alley. Is it weird? Yes, absolutely. Does it make a whole lot of sense? No. I guess they sent these rescue people out there thinking it was just going to be normal, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Because it just seems like it was, to me, it seemed like they were scrappers. Their ship didn't look nice and pristine. It looked well lived in, but it didn't look like some sort of government rescue mission. And the whole gothic design to everything, it certainly looks great in terms of horror, but practicality, you start wondering, why exactly do they have to have such a long corridor between the drive and the front, and why in the world are they having explosives to separate the two in case?
Yeah.
Sam, I can tell you why.
Because it looked cool.
No. Hey, Mr. Engineer. Yeah, what's up? So we got the Death Star here. Yeah, the Death Star, lovely ship. Um, there's nothing that's gonna, compromise the ship. No. Except for the exhausting. What? No, don't worry about it. No one will ever do it. So
Here's the problem with the logic of the movie, Sam, is that
Yeah.
we are 10 years after we had watched Star Trek: The Next Generation have a saucer separation. The Enterprise in the pilot episode, the saucer breaks away and flies off, and then the bottom part of the body of the ship goes and does some fight, whatever it does, whatever, and then they come back, right? So we have already seen in sci-fi that's a thing that can happen, right? Oh, part of the ship is damaged, then we need to eject the damaged part and then keep going. And we don't need to do it with C4.
Yeah, just hit the latch and unhook.
There's such a thing as compression changes. You could have just a door open and it would pop right off or something.
What if that explosion didn't stop in the tube and just went into the living quarters? You just killed your crew.
One of the worst things to happen in space is a fire. Yet they are causing some sort of fire on here. It just, some of the stuff was a little, I don't want to say dumb, but
I'll say it. It was dumb.
I was not looking in this movie to have an intellectual conversation, but it kind of popped into my head a few times, like, oh, that's stupid. Why do they have spikes in the engine room? Why is there razor blades churning along in a circle around, to get to this room? So I don't know. There was a few things that I was like, this is so weird, but I will say I do enjoy the idea behind it. You're creating a black hole. You're bending time and space to get from one place to another. What kind of dimensions are you opening up? Now, do I think it's hell? It's a little strange. I don't think it would happen, but who knows? I mean, it's a good idea for a horror movie, and I enjoy space horror, and this had a lot of feel of Aliens to me, so I thought it was fun.
Actually, sorry, Sam. Sorry, Shawn. You?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, actually, I do believe it's hell. I absolutely believe it. And the only reason why is because, as trippy as this movie is, we get the idea that hell is actual place, which I think is a very fascinating thought process.
Yeah.
That you can go there. It's
on another dimension. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would be interesting to do that because, maybe in the future you can have the forethought to say, hey, we can do Event Horizon 2, and it's the journey to go get someone and bring them back because now you can do it. I think it might be an interesting thought.
But Neptune swallowed up the drive in a lightning storm that never hit him before then.
But you just
I don't think Neptune actually sucked them up, but
it did. Didn't you see it?
Well, the black hole was just there in Neptune, so we're to assume that they went back.
If a black hole opened up in the middle of a planet, would it not suck up the planet?
I think
absolutely.
I think you're right. I think it would. I mean, Neptune.
Oh wait, no, it had the magnetic rings around it to keep it in check.
Okay, you're starting to sound like some
space O-rings. Go down to space AutoZone and get some space O-rings
with specially mounted lights to make sure that it gives the most dramatic effect when it lines up.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
My turn.
I guess it would be boring if there was no kind of if it was just a plain room with a hole.
Well,
yes,
yeah,
sir.
No, you're right. It would be, but in fact, the original design would have been more costly because they wanted to actually have, instead of the contact sphere, they wanted to actually just have like a black hole in like a containment field floating in the middle of a room. But they couldn't get the CGI to work, so they went with the thing that
would
look
a little weird.
Yeah, it would have. But it would have been like the movie Sphere. They're just looking at nothing,
Yeah.
But no, okay. So this movie. So my experience with this movie was this: back when I was in high school, we had HBO. It was on one night, and I was like, "Hey, this looks like a fun movie." And I remember the previews of the spaceship looking all weird and cool, and the team had to go to the other ship, and things were going wrong. And I remember the bit where Fishburne dives through the door, and then the flame, like on the string, like almost hits him in the face. And I remember thinking, that looks really cool. I want to watch this movie. I thought it was just going to be like space adventure. I had no idea it was going to be space horror because I didn't know that genre existed. And it kind of bothered me when I was in high school. So having not seen it since then, I was really looking forward to it. And I'm 100% with you, Sam. The third half of this movie, it kind of sucks.
Yes, absolutely.
And here's the part where I think the movie nuked the fridge, okay? And it was when, like, the intro clip I played, Sam Neill is being all creepy and weird, and his eyes are all cut out. And at that point, to me, he's a reaver, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's just a reaver. He's just a guy who desecrated himself and who's all crazy from whatever, right? And then he gets sucked out of the air, out of the window. Truth be told, the part that really lost the movie for me was when Cooper somehow lived through the whole thing. But anyway, there's no way that should have ever happened. But besides the point. So he gets sucked out the window, and all of a sudden he just magics himself back. I'm like, okay, wait a minute now.
But the ship brought him back.
Right, but we've kind of established that there are some rules of things happening, and all of a sudden we just change them. Like now we can...
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because this did bother me in terms of what exactly were the rules of this movie. You know, you look at other really good horror movies, they have specific rules that keep it in check. You know, Freddy Krueger attacks when you're asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and was the ship alive? Was it not? Did it have powers? You know, were these people just hallucinating? It seemed like there was too many questions that never got answered.
Yeah.
And I think you're right, Sam. Had they left more to our imagination, it would have made that whole idea a little easier to swallow.
Yeah, and I think you change it by, instead of that scene in the room where on the bridge and he shoots the window out, right, where Cooper should have died again. I'm still really hung up on that. I mean, let's just think. Have you guys seen the movie Gravity?
Yeah. No, not yet.
No.
Don't ruin it.
I'm not going to ruin it. No, Gravity. It's a fantastic movie. There's a couple of physics things that they do kind of wrong, but for the most part, it's really, really well done when it comes to like space physics and things like that, like how things move and whatever. But anyway, if Cooper had been blown out to space as far away from as he was, I mean, when he was on that thing and he did his little oxygen purge to get him to space jump back to the planet, he was miles and miles and miles away, and he only thing I could think of was the Star Trek quote, the new Star Trek quote, when Scotty's like saying, it's like hitting a bullet with a smaller bullet while blindfolded while riding a horse. I mean, like, that's literally what he did. Anyway, and he did it twice. Anyway, I'm
I was gonna say, you know, that might just show how how smart he actually was.
I guess. I mean, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be great.
He was able to go, oh, I can do this, and because space.
And I will say this: we obviously don't know really what would happen to a person in space because we've never seen it. I mean, I don't think we have. No, we haven't. So, but what they did with the Justin kid, like how he went out into space and started like bleeding everywhere, but then they were able to get him back into the airlock, and like I thought that scene was cool. So this movie's got some really good moments. Yeah. It's just like it really lost it for me on the bridge, and at that point we went from, I'm okay with the concept that the ship went somewhere. Let's say hell, it went to hell, fine, and it brought something back, devil, demon, whatever. We just watched a movie for this show about a demon inhabiting another person. So okay, fine, it's in a ship. I'm okay with that. I'm actually okay with that. for this movie. Heck, I love the Herbie movies, so fine. So possessed vehicles, I'm good with. But yeah, it was just when like all of a sudden magic is involved.
Yeah.
That's when I got annoyed, and when people started making really bad decisions. Like, okay, Mom.
Hey, let me go off by myself. Oh, let me go off by myself.
Okay,
Hey, I'm going to go off by myself.
The first thing that I got really mad at the movie was when they boarded the ship for the first time, and the captain's like, hey, me and this person here are going to go that way, and you no-named actor, you're going to go that way by yourself.
Hey, so as soon as that happened, I was like, oh, no, he's a red shirt.
Right. Well,
but at the same time, though, if you think of it in real life, they don't think there's, the danger they think is maybe a leak of oxygen, or it's not a demon-possessed ship.
Okay, but let's think of this as logically as we can. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's the only way I can approach things. Let's say the four of us are in the on this ship, right? And it's the four of us, and we.
Is this before or after we start having hallucinations?
This is long before.
Okay.
And
all right.
Okay.
We get there.
What a nice ship. This is wow. Look at this Gothic detail.
Yeah. What is weird? Yeah. My first thing is like, this kind of looks like a giant bird of prey. And why is the ship so damn big for a crew of 13? And anyway, all those dumb questions.
And
who designed this hallway? This is a long ass hallway.
Yeah.
I got to walk all the way back there. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. All of these.
Don't
things.
forget that these guys had heard the transmission.
Yeah, you're right.
Distress call.
Yeah, they heard all the horrific things on there. So the first thing.
Oh, that is true. Okay, yeah. So there's a little bit of creepiness.
We are all going to be armed, right?
Yeah.
There's no
absolutely.
way we're going to.
Why?
Why would
you shoot a gun in space and you lose decompression? Haven't you seen Aliens where the alien gets like squeezed out through that tiny hole?
Okay, that was like the fourth one, and yes, but Ripley. Shot a whole lot of bullets and flames on that second one, and they were fine. So, I
would maybe have a weapon, but I'm not having a gun.
It's the future.
The moment I hear that tape, I'm like, hey, you guys are going by your damn self.
Well,
you're Cooper repairing the ship or staying behind.
Well,
my
point is that I honestly feel like, and these are military guys. They all had. Uniforms and patches from different parts of the world. I don't know if you there's a bit of trivia, the fact that like Lawrence Fishburne's uniform had an American flag with 55 stars, so apparently we've annexed some more states. And what's his name? Jason Isaacs is wearing the EU flag that's got 22 stars on it, so apparently the European government's also gotten a little bigger. But anyway, I can't imagine a scenario where it would be, we're going to go this way, you go that way by yourself. No, you go in teams. You always go in teams. I just don't.
Well, that is true. We would be in teams.
We would be in teams.
And especially
that's military training.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what my point is.
Especially if people start hallucinating. Well, you need a backup. You need to be like, no, Shawn, he's acting kind of crazy. We're going to tie him to this chair and we'll stay in here with him, but there's something wrong with his head.
Yeah, well.
We're not going to leave him in a room with a bunch of sharp objects by himself.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. Really, in truth be told, there was very few people in the movie that made good decisions. I thought Smitty was a good decision maker. He was like, I haven't seen anything, and it doesn't matter because this ship is crazy, and I want off. Right? Like... He knew immediately something was wrong. And Lawrence Fishburne was like, something's not right. It's time to get out of here. And frankly, I was kind of annoyed that they allowed Sam Neill to have as much power as he did. He's, for all intents and purposes, he's a civilian. So,
right.
Well, here's my question. If Sam Neill would not have come back, how can I say this? I think the movie would have been better without his demonic return.
Well, one of the original endings was that Fishburne was just going to fight Burning Man. But apparently that didn't work with audiences in the testing.
Yeah.
It didn't.
Yeah, that would have been weird. I mean, I wouldn't have appreciated that because that guy didn't exist.
Right, yeah. He was a hallucination, which still somehow punched Fishburne across the room, which I'm just gonna go ahead and go there. It made this sound. Like,
Yeah, it did.
what?
Got
What?
real cartoony there, real quick.
That's a lot of celery.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that was
Yeah,
so
you
bad.
half expected the woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah, it was so bad. But anyway, stupid.
So,
There you go. Anyway,
so the third act descended into a pile of garbage,
it really did, and like,
and it made me sad this time.
yeah, and
I wonder if
like,
they were.
Because I turned it off and fell asleep when it was still creepy as hell. And I mean, if it gives me nightmares, it means it has an effect on me. When I turned it off last night after watching, I was like, oh,
right?
you know, it ruined the feeling the first night had.
Yeah, like The Exorcist kind of bothered me a little bit. Like I had trouble going to sleep that night. Not so much Jaws, definitely not so much this movie. I was like,
No.
Wonder what
See, I found the perfect time to watch these movies. It's Sunday afternoon after I've practiced a little bit of drum set, and I know I got to watch it for the week, so I watch that, and then I have other time to watch Luke Cage or just veg out on some
how is that?
YouTube.
How is Luke Cage?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is fantastic.
I immediately had to
I'm
turn this off
enjoying
and
it.
start watching Parks and Rec.
Nice.
Something lighthearted.
Well, see, my problem is I watch this, so my new job has just been a little weird and crazy. So, like, by the time I got home and then we did dinner and stuff, and I was able to actually sit and watch this, and I had to build my podcast rig last night and, do updates and all that crap. So I didn't start watching this movie until almost 11 o'clock last night.
You made a mistake, sir.
So, but I was in bed. I was watching it on my laptop. And by mine, I mean the wonderful laptop Corny lent me, or is lending me, and my nice headphones. But I was kind of in a comfortable place, So, but this movie didn't bother me like. Hell, this movie didn't bother me like Snowpiercer did. That movie still gives me freaking nightmares.
Act scene. That's all I gotta say.
So.
The babies, they tasted so
Yeah,
good.
that's the part really that still affects me is hearing him say that.
I laugh when I hear it.
That's not.
Maybe I'm the one that's evil.
Yeah, I don't think
There
so.
you go.
So
You've already been through that dimension.
I do want to say this.
What if I told you that was true?
So 97 is when this came out, right? It didn't really make a whole lot of money, but usually horror flicks don't. Like
They get their runs in rentals.
yeah,
basically.
yeah, and Netflix
Word of mouth and rentals. Yeah, unless it's some sort of crazy catch-on, Scream type of thing.
Yeah, like this thing barely made back its money. Like it was a budget of 60 million and it made just under 60 worldwide. So, fine. But yeah, you're right. It didn't make a lot of money, but who cares? But here's the thing. Some of the things that I liked about it, though, like I was okay with the kind of the, late 90s CGI, like at the beginning of the movie when it's, like
Stuff
floating around,
Floating in
stuff.
space.
Like
Yeah.
it was like, it's not really great, but I didn't really care. And some of the practical effects were fine. I mean, it was just models. They had just models, whatever, kind of flying near each other. I thought it was fine. The practical effects I thought were pretty good. I mean, like we've already talked about, like the orgy rape death scene. Like, it was gross and kind of affecting a little bit, and I thought it was, and so like they did some things really well. I mean, Paul W.S. Anderson, he knows how to make a violent movie.
Absolutely.
And I like
that's
some
true.
of his violent movies. I mean, I might get booed for saying it, but Death Race is kind of fun. I kind of like Death Race. Have you seen that 2008 version of Death Race?
No, I'll only count the Jason Statham one as the only true Death Race.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. Sam or Andrew, have you guys seen it?
I don't think I've seen Death Race.
No, I haven't.
Either any of them.
Oh, it's worth a watch. If it ever comes on streaming, we'll do it.
Well,
Corny, can
I'll
you
put it
check
this way. It's a quick synopsis. It's the game that I believe President Trump will institute just to jumpstart the
political
economy.
dissent. Yeah.
No, jumpstart the economy.
To
It'll be fun.
jumpstart the economy and to get
okay.
to help thin out our prison systems because they're overcrowded. No, Death Race. It's a lot of fun. It's worth the watch. Corny, will you check, sir, if it's streaming on any of our availability, whatever?
Aye, Captain. 5x5.
Like, it's worth a watch. But anyway, like he did Mortal Kombat, the first one, the Mortal Kombat, which I thought was fine. We wanted to do it for the podcast, but I think it got pulled right before we were going to do it.
Yeah.
Nope, there's Death Race 2 and Death Race Inferno.
I'm not watching those garbage things. And then he did Soldier, which is pretty good. Event Horizon, I should say. And then Soldier. And then he did the Resident Evil. He's done like all of them. He did Resident Evil. He did Alien versus Predator, which is, there's some more space horror film. Then he did Death Race. And then he did Resident Evil Afterlife. And then he did the really, 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 really bad The Three Musketeers movie. That movie
was that the 3D one?
Kinda. It had I don't know. It's just a bad movie. Anyway, he's actually director. He's doing the final chapter of Resident Evil. He did Pompeii, which didn't do very well. So anyway,
I ain't gonna lie. He knows what he's doing in there. You're right.
He knows how to make a violent movie. I mean, I watched the Resident Evil Retribution. I thought it was fine and kind of funny and ridiculous. I think that's the one I watched. Is that the one I watched? Yeah, that's the one I watched. Anyway, my point is that for this movie, for what it was, I liked it kind of okay. I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Just, again, just fix that third half,
Yep. And a lot of movies are like that, though. I think they have such great ideas and good starts, but they just kind of get lost. It's hard to make a complete movie.
Yeah.
I
was trying to see what I recognize that Jolie Richardson lady from.
The Patriot.
Oh, the Patriot. You're right, Charlotte. Did you know that, or did you look it up?
Oh, no, I knew that.
Yeah?
See, because I had me a thing for Jolie Richardson.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, good for you.
Kind of like a Judy Greer vibe. I don't know what it is. Maybe
Yeah, actually, yeah, she kind of does look like... She was in 101 Dalmatians. Okay.
I didn't know that.
She's in a movie called Wrestling with Alligators. All right.
I think you're making shit up now. How dare you, sir? She is a national treasure. You take that back.
Is she? I don't know. The girl with the dragon tattoo? I don't think she is that.
Oh, she was in King Ralph. That's the first time I saw her, I think.
She's in Snowden.
That was a John Goodman movie. That's pretty funny.
She was good in this movie. I liked her in this movie. Okay, anyway, so y'all ready for a couple clips?
Sure.
All right, I'll play this one. Because I thought it was funny. I like Smitty. Like, I think half my clips are him. So anyway.
I mean, why can't we go to Mars, Captain? I mean, Mars has got women.
That's right. Neptune, there's nothing out there.
Yeah, and if the shit goes down, we'll be on our own.
You know the rules, people. If someone drops the ball, we get the call. Now, let's go.
Yeah, and you hear that annoying noise in the background? That's Fishburne's chair. Jeez.
His hover round.
Yeah, it's like...
One of the crew just makes fun of him.
And did you notice, like, he never was facing forward. He always was like, oh, I need to talk to you, so I'm going to turn my chair. Can't turn my head. Got to turn my chair. It was, I don't know. Like, I felt like it was one of those things where they spent a lot of money to build, and so they felt like he had to use it. It's just dumb. What? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, okay. Here's some techno babble for you.
Well, it's difficult to... It's all math.
Try us, Doctor.
Right, well, using layman's terms,
use a rotating magnetic field to focus a narrow beam of gravitons. These, in turn, fold space-time consistent with Weyl tensor dynamics until the space-time curvature becomes infinitely large and you produce a singularity. Now, a singularity...
Layman's terms.
Yeah.
I'm glad you stopped that quote there because he's about to get some good old Prime Cooper after that.
Yeah, well, you're right. Well, yeah, you're right. I don't know why I captured this. I just like the way he said it.
This place is a tomb.
A tomb.
A tomb.
Just like the way he said that. Here's Smitty being Smitty, and I loved him for it.
Smitty, have you seen anything unusual at all?
No, I haven't seen anything, and I don't need to see anything, sir, but I can tell you. This ship is
Well, thank you for that scientific analysis, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, sorry, that was an awkward cut. And then he decided to punch him, which is always good. And then time for Sam Neill to be creepy.
You just get your gear and get back on the Lewis and Clark, Doctor, or you'll find yourself walking home.
I am home.
Ugh. All right.
All right, time to kill him.
Right?
Yep.
You got to go.
Yeah. That's actually at that moment. Fishburne literally should. That's when he pulls his gun out that he should have had, and then shoots him in the face. I'm just teasing, but I don't know. Maybe not. Cool. Sorry. I'm gonna run through some of my little notes here real quick. There was a bunch of tropes. 2015. Apparently, we have a colony on the moon, which is funny. I love it when the opening credits use the main production company logo. You guys notice that? Like it's like they flew over the mountain and into space. I love it when they do that. Like,
yeah.
Like they did it in Serenity. They did it in Armageddon. Like I love it when movies do that.
In The Core.
Did they?
Yeah, that's right.
The Core. You mean anti-Armageddon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the other way. Yeah.
Why does the ship have to look big and scary? Like, even the doors had spikes on them. Just that place was
Why?
that place was a what's it called? I can't think. I can't read. Enough of the jump scares early in the movie that were kind of pissing me off. You know, it's just
But weren't they effective?
They were, but they were just annoying.
In the first part of the movie, God darn, I think I did 3 jumps within 5 minutes or something, and Kimberly actually rolled over and said, "Is everything okay?"
Yeah.
So
the one where Sarah reached over and put her hand on me, and she's like, "You all right?" was when Fishburne right after he said,
This place is a tomb.
and then the hand floated by. That one got me pretty good. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he let out some F-bombs. Yeah.
I really thought that in that med bay, those cabinets were like, where you store bodies.
Yeah.
I did too.
Like in a morgue. And I thought there was going to be dead people walking on this ship.
Right.
Yeah.
No, instead they keep giant bullet nail gun things in there, which was kind of neat, but super aggressive and I think inappropriate, but whatever. I know it was 97 and we weren't doing any 3D stuff, but why do they keep they keep throwing stuff at the lens? Did you guys notice that? Like Justin goes by and all that coolant's in the air and he pushed it and it hit the camera and like the opening shot, the watch or whatever is floating by the camera. Like all this stuff kept going by the camera. And I thought, we're not doing 3D in 97. It was just maybe it was just showing off. I think I actually wrote "Why is the ship scary" like 3 times. Seriously.
So it must have had an effect.
Yeah, again, but like, could you imagine if we ever built a submarine that was like that dangerous and sharpy and like all of the Navy men would be killed from just slipping and dying on sharp, pointy things.
I read somewhere that the ship was based off of one of the cathedrals, like Notre Dame or somewhere. I forget which one it was.
Yeah, the bridge was supposed to have like a very cathedral tomb kind of feel. No, you're right.
But my question is why?
Yeah, well, other than the effect, I mean, even the big window in the front, the giant cross, right?
Well, you know, I think the reason why is because you've obviously got former paleontologist Sam Neill running around. He likes old things, so it would,
That is true. Yeah.
It makes perfect
If he was
sense
going to
me.
design a ship, I'm sure it would have some of those retro ideas in it.
And you can't make dinosaurs that way, but
if you look a little deeper, I mean, it could be a subliminal. We're modeling this after a cathedral, and we're also bringing hell to it.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I actually had a thought. They said 7 years. My first thought was that's actually a very biblical number.
Mm-hmm.
And then 13, also being a
Yeah.
So maybe, just maybe.
So I guess the question is, was it was gone 7 years? So did that crew, did they do all that stuff to each other for 7 years, or did they do it like when they came back?
It actually only lasted a few seconds, but it recorded 18 hours of static.
Oh, is that what it was?
Nice.
No.
Nice.
There you go. That's a nice callback.
Well done.
One of my notes is I clearly I was typing in the dark and some of my words don't make sense. I said, so the ship is possessed and pissed, and now Sam is going to go bananas. I know you're desperate to see your kid, but you have to know that that's not him. And
he's dead.
Well,
right?
No, I think
the kid's alive.
No,
He's
the kid's
with
alive. It's with her dad, with his dad, the ex-husband.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Okay.
But like, you have to know that that's not your kid, right? Like, unless you've gone so space madness, which is a trope, and you've lost your kind of sense
space madness is a thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that it's not, but my point is that I don't know if we ever had that. Who knows? They do a lot in movies, especially like this, like the movie Moon. Isn't that what that whole thing is about? Space madness? I don't know.
Well,
or Sunshine. That's what it meant. Sunshine, not Moon. I did not like that movie at all. Anyway,
I kind of liked it. It was fun.
Again, you use the word fun in the wrong place.
That word, I don't think you know what that word means.
And then I wrote probably the most unsexy boobies I've ever seen, and then the eyes. Space explosion kind of looked bad when they blew up the Lewis and Clark. I mean, whatever. Practical effects, they blew stuff up. It was fine.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, I must have missed it.
What's that?
I have a clip that I was supposed to capture and I didn't. Oh, darn. Well, now I want to know what it was, because my comment is, did we just get a Bruce Campbell moment, groovy moment? And I'm trying to remember what it was for.
When he's loading up the gun.
I think that's what it was. He's like doing a lock and load on the gun, and they did like a bunch of quick cuts of it or something.
Yeah.
And then he says something.
He says something. Yeah, he has like an action movie quote.
Yeah.
Of course, it's the 90s.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what he said.
Come get some.
Right.
Let's send him to hell. Send him back to hell.
Yeah, let's see what he says here. I got it pulled up on my phone. Maybe.
You don't want to leave your ship? You never will.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah, literally. Yeah.
Come get some.
Yeah, come get some. Yeah, groovy. I mean, he basically just said that. What was the other one? It's good to be the king, or whatever it was. Hail to the king, baby.
Hail to the king, baby.
Yeah, I can't believe I forgot to capture that. Oh, yeah, that was great. That door took a long-ass time to close when they blew out the front window. That seemed like something that you would want to have closed pretty quickly. I know it's the bridge, but you kind of need to save the rest of the ship. Just saying.
What is the point of putting the name of the ship Event Horizon on the very front of the ship and then lighting it up?
So you can see
hey, aliens, we're here.
Well, no, I mean, we did that. We've done that on our stuff, like on the space shuttle.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, the space shuttle.
Okay.
It's not lit, but the space shuttle is painted white, and with the words Enterprise written on it. Well, that one never flew in space, but I actually, that's the one thing. Now, on the outside of the ship, it was all gnarly and metal everywhere, and nothing seemed mean, I guess space, you don't need it to be aerodynamic, but it just seemed.
But yet it had wings.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't understand that either, but whatever.
Must have had Red Bull.
Nice. Maybe that's what that was. It wasn't blood that was cascading out all the vents, whatever. It was red blood. Or red blood. It was Red Bull.
Red blood. Red Bull.
It gives you wings. Not vampire. So the suction into space can rip steel and bolts, but Lawrence Fishburne can pull himself on a steel cable.
Yeah, that seemed like his hands would not like that at all.
See, yeah, it would rip him in half. Again, that's the part of the movie that it starts to suck, right? As soon as Sam Neill shoots the... Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. As soon as he shoots that glass and blows out the window, that's the point of the movie that I'm done. It's no longer a good movie at that point, in my opinion. It's where it sucks. Again,
it's all they gave up on being smart.
Yeah. They just
is what happened. They got real lazy with the writing.
Yeah, or something. I don't know. It's like, all right, it's time to get Sam Neill into his weird makeup and have him be all cut and naked for some reason.
You didn't enjoy that?
No, and neither did he.
Oh, really?
It took him like 7 hours of makeup to get into that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then I did also have the trope: are they safe? Like, are they actually safe, or
did they bring hell with them?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Did they save room for a sequel?
Well, if you're not going to make your money back, you're probably not going to get a sequel. There's not even a straight-to-video one, which I would have assumed there would have been. All right, here we go.
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
Paul W.S. Anderson's initial cut of the film ran 130 minutes and was quite graphically violent. So much so that it got an it got an N17 rating, and that both test audiences and the studio balked at the finished product. Paramount ordered him to cut the film by 30 minutes and tone down the violence, a decision he now regrets.
Interesting.
The space when Sam Neill was in the space station eating his oatmeal and the camera pans back, that rotational shot of the space station over Earth took nearly a third of the film's budget. That one shot.
I saw that on trivia, but I have a hard time believing that's true.
Well, again, it's only $60 million, so.
So 20 million
to do that one shot.
I have a hard time thinking that.
The graphics company that did that ripped them off.
Yeah.
They didn't go to ILM or anything like that. They had to go to some like Bob's Garage,
Cheap Joe's Graphic Arts.
Yeah, well, it was in England, so it would have been cheap Benedict Cumberbatch's Graphic Arts. I don't know. I couldn't think of any British name for some reason. I don't know why. Having just done a PG-13 movie, Mortal Kombat, the director was very keen to do something much more mature and gruesome. This is why he turned down the chance to direct X-Men. So,
I don't know if I like that.
I don't know if I wanted him doing X-Men, truth be told.
No.
All right, so I went back and looked and could not find this. But according to the trivia, the model of the Event Horizon includes a complete X-Wing from Star Wars as part of an antenna array. The model is visible on the lower portion of the Event Horizon during the first flyby by the Lewis and Clark. I looked really hard, and I couldn't find it. So, I mean, maybe it's there, but I couldn't find it. So, go back and look on your own. And if you can find it, do me a favor, screenshot it and put it to our Facebook or our Twitter page. I'd love to see it. I just couldn't.
Absolutely.
Paul W.S. Anderson was offered the movie on the strength of the box office success of Mortal Kombat. It meant he had to turn down, I already said X-Men, the X-Files movie in 98, and Alien Resurrection in 97. So
he would have been better suited for almost everything else.
Well, I don't know if I want him doing X-Men or even the X-Files, but Alien Resurrection, he would have been good at. Which, by the way, that's is that the third one or the fourth one? I can't remember. Whichever the fourth one is, Joss Whedon wrote. Just kind of funny. or he has a writing credit. He like co-wrote, but yeah, he has writing. An additional scene filmed but omitted from the movie. Here's your Exorcist connection, by the way. An additional scene filmed but omitted from the movie showed a mutilated and naked Dr. Weir climbing from a ladder upside down. This scene was inspired by the infamous spider walk sequence from the extended version of The Exorcist.
Oh. I think I put it in the Facebook message or something. A link to that where you could see a video of it, and it is creepy as hell. By the way.
Oh, really?
Yep. Don't want to see it.
Yeah, it's when Blondie falls down. Remember the big blood tsunami?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she falls down, and Cooper's there and kind of helps her up.
Mm-hmm.
As they're running away, in the background, you start to see him climbing upside down on the ladder down towards them.
Like in the actual theatrical version, or in the clip you showed me?
In the clip, the deleted clip that I saw.
Oh, weird. I'll have to watch that.
And and he's like, covered in blood, dripping. It's creepy.
Yeah, I'll watch that tomorrow in the daylight. Soundtrack grade? I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
For Michael Kamen, I was really disappointed.
I was too. It sucks. I just think it was bad.
This is the same guy that gave us Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Right, which is fan-flippin-tastic. It's in our intro.
One of the best. Yeah.
No, you're right. I was extremely disappointed, and even not just the opening bad techno garbage, but like there was some other stuff there in the movie that I just didn't care for, and I was kind of bored with.
And you have to start thinking too, and wondering if it would have an iconic soundtrack. Could it have done better?
I don't think so. You could have had John Williams write this movie, or write the soundtrack for this movie, and that third act still sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
Agreed.
Wait, no, hold on, Andrew. I think we're wrong here. Hold on, hang in there. Michael,
you're wrong.
Your face is wrong. Michael Kamen did.
That
is awesome.
I don't think he did. No, he didn't do Robin Hood. No, he did such fine films as all of the Lethal Weapon movies. He did Die Hard.
Oh. Yeah, he did Robin Hood.
He did? Am I just not seeing it?
Yeah, because I'm performing it right now, and it says his name on my score.
Oh, fair
enough. So he would know.
Suck it, Shawn.
He did The Iron Giant, which is really good.
Burn.
Mr. Holland's Opus, which is really good. So, anyway. Yeah, there it is. Sorry, 91 Robin Hood Prince of Thieves. For some reason, yeah. No, I as soon as you said it, I knew it was right, but I couldn't find it in his credits here. So he's done really, really good films, but I guess every now and then you're allowed to just phone one in.
He had to pay the water bill that month.
Yeah. Well,
I love how we say, "Oh, I wrote an entire score just to pay a water bill."
Yeah, yeah, I use that.
These guys don't get paid a lot.
The Iron Giant. I want to go.
Probably
He did X-Men. He passed away though, not too long ago.
Yeah,
which is sad. Anyway,
still not as sad as what's his name in the plane crash.
Oh, James Horner. He was
James
still.
Horner.
He was
That's
still writing music.
I think that's the first celebrity where it's like, oh, that is a loss. That is a complete loss.
Well, it sucked because he was still young and like making, you know what I'm saying? Like when Leonard Nimoy died, it was really sad. But yeah, he was in his late. He was saying like he was done with his career.
And it was expected.
It was expected. He was sick and he had battled some stuff. So no, you're right. So what?
Nothing.
Oh, did you say he'd been battled Khan? Is that what you said?
I said Kirk.
Oh, he battled Kirk. Well, yeah, he did. He did battle Kirk in the. Anyway, I did that one day. This was a while ago. I think it was our buddy Dan. He had one of those like jousting sticks or whatever, and I just picked one up and started singing the music and like went after him, and it was he thought it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen. Anyway, sorry. That's it. That's our movie. I'm done. I'm over. I'm just teasing.
All right, cool. See, Good
What
night,
did
guys.
we learn?
Good night. See ya. Bye.
Don't go to hell. That's what we learned. Top three.
Or if you do, don't come back.
Don't come back. All right. So the Event Horizon went to another dimension, which we're assuming is hell. So we're gonna try to do top three movies where it's kind of
Shawn goes to hell.
interdimensional travel.
Oh shoot! I got to replace my list.
That does sound like a fun movie. It sounds like Shaun of the Dead, like Shawn Goes to Hell, like it's the sequel. So we're gonna do interdimensional travel. So good luck, Andrew.
Okay. I have maybe an honorable mention. I don't really know that my movies fit this top three profile, but I'm going to try. Honorable mention, I'm going to say the Lego movie because of the
Okay.
because it's a Lego world, and he goes through the tube and he's in the real people world. I don't know.
Okay.
Hey, I'll allow it.
Hey,
I wish I
anytime,
could have thought of it.
anytime we can do the Lego movie, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Everything is awesome.
Especially if we're in a theater full of children.
Yes.
And we're the only grown adults. Yeah.
It's real sad. We're never allowed back in that theater. You know that, right?
Yeah.
The big.
I'm going to see the second one and Lego Batman and everything else that they come out with.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's good stuff. Number 3, Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
That's such a good one. Oh, man.
And talk about good music. That music is fantastic.
Yeah, he did all right on that. Harry Gregson Williams.
Yes.
That comes up on my Pandora all
the time.
I love
Pandora loves them some Narnia. Oh, to a fault.
Number 2, Monsters Incorporated.
Oh my gosh, you're so good at
I did
this.
think of that too. Yeah.
Jeez.
Doggone it.
Traveling to the human world, or the human realm, to scare
The doors are the gateways. Yeah.
And then number 1, Beetlejuice.
Oh man.
Interesting.
You nailed it, dude. I'm done. None of mine are any that are close to that being that good.
Well,
I was afraid I completely botched it.
No, man, that's fantastic.
No,
I'm actually
this
stealing one of
it's
yours.
Perfect. I only had one on your list, but I wish I had them all.
Right?
Let's just say that.
All right, Corny.
Oh, well done, Andrew. You have stumped me yet again. I'm gonna go with my honorable mention. I'm gonna try a new game to see how many times I can use this movie. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Okay.
Because there is a scene where he's not quite dead and he's not quite sitting, but it is some other dimension of some sort.
I need to watch this movie, Corning, because I've never seen it.
It is good. Yeah, you'd like it.
Yeah, it's very fun.
It's the perfect video game movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very 2000s, very video gamey. It's actually Michael Cera's probably one of his better films.
I was going to say, it's probably the best thing I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
Like, he makes a perfect little wiener
nerd
guy,
yeah.
whatever. All right, so my number 3 is Space Jam.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to go with my number 2 as Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Nice.
All right, yeah.
And
although is time? I guess.
Well, Bogus Journey, they go to hell.
They're kind of dead, but not. I mean, they're dead.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
So and then and my last one is going to be Narnia, because that's actually a really great film.
Yes, it is.
I enjoyed it very much. So that'll be my 3.
All right, Sam.
Very cool. All right, I've got my honorable mention of Timeline. I like the book more than the movie, but I remember that they weren't going back in time. It was a totally different dimension. My number 3.
So yours is actually the book, not the movie.
Yeah, that's why it's an honorable mention.
Okay.
My number 3 is Inception. Going into different minds, maybe. My number 2 is Narnia, so I'll go back to that one.
Okay.
That one gets me back. And my number one is one of Shawn's most favorite movies ever. Loves it. Interstellar.
What dimension? What
the fifth dimension.
Oh my God.
That is fair.
Oh God.
True.
Barf. All right. No, that's fine. That's fine. All right. Mine aren't nearly as good as really any of yours. In fact, one of them, the reason why I kept asking the qualifier, does it have to be a physical place? So my number 3 was Percy Jackson, the first one. They go to the underworld. Yeah, it's not really another dimension because to them in that universe, it's real. It's not like hell is for us. Like, I mean, I guess we believe in hell when you die, but whereas the underworld is a physical place. But that was the closest I can get. I struggled with this one mightily. Number 2 is The Matrix. When you get plugged in, that's why I was like, does it have to be physically a dimension?
I can see that one.
Yeah.
Because the real world,
But
wait. Is actually the dimension.
If you won't give me Inception, you can't do Matrix.
That's fine. You can take we can scratch them both.
Okay.
The only one that I got that is actually 100% I know is right is the movie called The One with Jet Li.
And, that's another good one.
Yeah, in that movie, there's actually 64 dimensions. There's 64 versions of the universe, and Jet Li, one of his characters, finds out about the other universes because there's one of the dimensions, they police it, and he accidentally kills himself in one of the dimensions, and he learns that he becomes stronger for it. So then he goes on a murdering spree of killing himself, because the idea is that of all 64 dimensions, the energy is shared, and when one of you dies, the rest of you, there's less energy, there's less people to pull the energy, and so by the end of the movie, he's literally doing a CGI battle where he's fighting himself. It's kind of cool. It's got
There can be only one.
It's got Delroy Lindo in it, and Jason Statham's in it too, actually. So, anyway, it's a kick flick. It's fine.
But obviously it's Highlander.
Actually, yeah, it's kind of Highlander, just without
I
a weird.
I show up for a couple of minutes.
No, you don't. Oh, in Highlander, you
time with Jet Li.
No, you don't do that.
You shut your mouth, Shawn.
Oh, you went full Scottish there. That's it.
Is there any other way?
No, I don't know. That's it. No emails this week. That's fine.
Hey, I'm gonna say this now while we're recording.
Okay.
But I think the Scotsman, the angry Scotsman, is I think he's scared to come back on.
Oh, is that what's happened?
It's been a while. It's been a long time.
I'm calling him out.
Yeah.
I am calling him out.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. That's going to do it for our show. Thanks for listening. I will say this, and we're going to have to do this on the air because I forgot to ask beforehand. I know I teased the 4th movie, but as I'm on the website currently, we've had some more votes, and I'm going to need someone else to make a ruling on what the next movie is going to be, because it's hard to tell with the little voting system you have, Sam.
Yeah, it's harder this year for some reason.
If Tremors is our movie or The Babadook.
Well, here's the question. Didn't we have a listener submit a horror movie?
Yes.
A movie?
We've had several.
I'm wondering if we do that, because we've done the 3, our list is here. That one listener that, it was like her first email, I think.
Oh yeah, Samantha, the one that wanted us to do the thing of the Snow White.
Yeah.
You want to do that instead?
That's what I'm thinking. Just to, because we tell our listeners that we'll do what they ask, and
I knew what we were gonna do. I thought we were gonna do that the following week. We were gonna go ahead and finish out.
No, won't do what you tell me. No, won't do what you tell me.
I was gonna say.
Actually, we do. That's what happened to Chad.
Oh. I was thinking we can go ahead and finish out our horror movies of October with I mean, and I don't know what the Babadook is. I've heard it's okay, but Tremors is just ridiculous. And frankly, I'm looking forward to some ridiculous.
Let's do Tremors.
Okay.
Let's do Tremors, and then we'll do Samantha's movie. Just because we desperately need a Tremors.
Yeah.
No offense, guys.
Have you guys seen it? Corny?
Oh, say that again.
Have you seen Tremors? Did you leave?
No, I haven't.
You have not seen Tremors?
Oh man, Andrew.
It's been many, many years, and I never saw the whole thing.
Okay. This is gonna be
have
fun.
seen parts of it.
This is gonna be fun. Yeah. Okay. This isn't like Tucker and Dale versus Evil fun, but like, this is like we're getting back into some good '90s camp horror movie, and the only reason why it's considered horror is because people die.
Yeah.
By strange grab things. Anyway.
Graboids.
That's going to do it. All right, so that's what we're going to do next week. We will be doing Tremors, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we need to do our out of 10 before I do any more closing things. Out of 10. Let me pull the movie list up. I am not on my game because I live in South Carolina now.
Yep.
You know, another thing with your internet, sometimes it just makes you sound racist.
Does it? That's that South Carolina internet, huh?
Or you'll sign here and promise to drop the N-bomb every once in a while. You'll be fine, son. Say what? Oh, it's fine. Just sign.
Let's hope not. I in fact, the area that I'm living in, I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway, it's a pretty culturally friendly area. At least I think it is. It seems like. Again, the people seem super friendly here. So I'm excited about my new adventure. What did we do? Okay. Travel. Andrew. Out of 10, sir.
Out of 10.
Yeah.
This, like I said, I enjoyed, and I agree with what you guys have said for the most part. I enjoyed at least half of the movie. But there's some problems with it. So I'm going to say, needless to say, I'm going to say around a 6.23.
All right. Okay. Cornelius. Which, by the way, Corny, did you watch Jaws? By the way.
Yeah, sure I do.
But because you got all late with your gig and whatever. I know it doesn't really matter, but it mattered for the website and for our math. Can you give me your out of 10 for Jaws, please?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I'll take a bite at this, and I'll give it. I would have given it, I think, a 7.8, just based on some of my small problems I had with it. But
Okay.
I listened to the podcast last week, and it's actually kind of meta to listen about my status in a podcast.
Right. Very cool. So for what it's worth, that averages the vote out to a 7.65 for that movie. Wow. So that's actually going to be one of our higher ones. Yours for this one.
Again, it started off and it kept my attention and it was going well, but the last, that third act was just pretty poor. I'm probably going to go with right around Andrew, but I'll probably give it about a 6.4.
All right. For what it's worth, those who are playing the game at home, the Jaws now sits firmly by itself in 19th place, between 20th place, sorry, between Sneakers and Avengers: Age of Ultron. So, interesting. It actually seems kind of strange that Jaws, such an iconic movie, would be underneath movies like Olympus Has Fallen and Skyfall and Hot Fuzz.
I would rather watch those other three, tell you the truth.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of agree with you there. Especially Hot Fuzz. I want to watch it again soon. Sam.
I agree with Corny. The third act before the third act hit, this was probably up in the upper sevens for me.
Mm-hmm.
But once that hit, it dropped it to probably about a 6.5.
Okay. I think we're all kind of thinking the same thing. And in fact, my justification was going to be the exact same thing. Great first 2/3, bad last third. So you third it up. I'm just going to do a 6.66 for hell.
Yeah.
There you go.
What if I told you that was well done?
I would concur. That's it. That's gonna do it. That's it. Winner, chicken dinner. That's time to go home. Like I said,
Good,
no.
I'm tired of hiding in your closet. It's stuffy in here.
Well, actually, in this new place, the closets are kind of big, so you got plenty of space. Just saying. I mean, Declan's closet is. It's a walk-in closet. It's bigger than the one that we moved out of. So
nice.
We're
the closet you moved out of.
Yeah. The closet that we had in our bedroom, it's basically the same size as the master closet we had in our bedroom. It's in his room. So anyway, but we're already started the process of looking for our next home, like the actual home. We're pretty excited about that. So
at least having a crappy place will force you to do that quicker.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, no one cares about this on the radio or the podcast.
Yep. Sorry. Anyway, hey, listeners.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch must pay.
That's right. So, I don't know why I played that. Sorry. Wait. Was there a montage in this movie?
Not really.
I don't think there was.
No.
Damn. I just saw my A-Team thing there, and I really wanted to play it. No, well, fine. Instead, I'll just play this instead.
The power of podcast compels you.
There you go. So, that's going to do it for us. That's it. Thank you for listening. My gosh, that was a lot of fun. What an interesting movie. Trimmers is next week. If you have anything you want to say, add about that, please send us your emails to cheapseatreviews@gmail.com, and we will read them on air because we are desperate to do so. Wait, hold on. I'm going to pause that for a second. I guess I should go check Twitter. I thought we got a request recently on Twitter, but it's been so long since we've recorded. I have to go back and check because I thought we got one.
Shawn checking Twitter is brought to you in part by Sam's Butthole. We've learned to stay out of black holes by watching Event Horizon.
That's gross.
I don't know.
Oh dear. Okay.
Please. Oh yeah, we got requested to do. Please review Cadence. Oh, please review Cadence, starring Charlie Sheen and with honors with Joe Pesci.
Is that a Drumline movie?
I don't know. That was done right before. That was listener Alan who was on the show.
Oh, okay.
So I forgot to say those earlier and put them into the queue, the list. So I will get those to Corny and he'll add them to the sheet. Back to the music.
Like hell I will.
Oh, okay. Visit our website, cheapseatreviews.com, where you can check out our former rankings, listen to old episodes, vote for Trimmers, which is what we're going to do, and any other fun things we got coming up. Follow us on Twitter at CheapseatCast. I'm at Shawn J. Allred, at Suniji16 is Sam, at Johnny Darko16 is Corny, and at A. Jimison is Andrew. Again, like I said, please send us your emails to cheapseatreviews@gmail.com. Holy cow, guys, that was a lot of fun. And I cannot wait to watch Trimmers and do this again next week. So on behalf of the Event Horizon, because, it's a person or whatever, Sam, Corny, Andrew, this is Shawn saying thank you for listening. Good night. And I'm trying to stall more to get the music to catch up. And I'm running out of things to say. And leave us a review on iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play and all other places where fine podcasts are sold. There you go. So we'll see you next week as the music is almost done now. See, some people would say Some people would say, "Well, why don't you?"
Is this our orgy montage?
Some people would say, "Well, why don't you just do the music in post?" But it's like it's like the Oscars. If I don't have the music to play me out, I'll just keep talking about dumb stuff. So, it's that's why. There you go.